This is Jen, and today we are going to talk about hydration and how much water you should be drinking on a daily basis. I'm sure it's been on your mind, and it's kind of confusing because there's kind of a lot of different versions of how much water you should drink each day. So you probably heard of 8 glasses of water, 6 to 8 ounce glasses of water. That's pretty standard. I've also heard 4 to 6 cups. I've heard half of your body weight. I've also heard 1 ounce per pound. And I just did my recertification for my group fitness and personal training certification. So I did one of the research on hydration, and in the AFA/NASM information, I found that in men they should drink 3.7 liters of water per day, which is 15.5 cups and 125 ounces. Some of that might be gotten from eating food, like 0.7 liters might be taken in from your food. In women, it's 2.7 liters, which is 11.5 cups, 91 ounces, and about half of a liter could come from your food. So pretty wide range of ounces that you should drink each day. So I want to think of it as a little different way, maybe how you're feeling, listening to your body and trying to find that good ounce amount by how you're feeling. Okay? So this is 32 ounces. I measured it yesterday. 32 ounces, 4 cups. So I'd have to drink 3 of these each day according to the AFA/NASM standards. Seems like an awful lot of water to me and a lot of peeing during the day. But I'm going to give it a go. But I just want to give a little more information. So your total body water is about 50 to 60% of your total body mass. Generally, women have more water in their bodies than men. But if you're over 65, your total body water decreases, with age, and your muscle mass decreases. So it's very important, if you are over 65, really focus on your hydration, because it's harder for you to stay hydrated, okay? Total body water is in constant flux because it depends on so many factors of how much water you have in your body. So when we breathe, when we go through respiration, there's some water loss, sweating, going to the bathroom, also things like physical exertion and what kind of climate you live in. If it's dry, look out, Luca, hot and dry versus humid and more at sea level. Your salt intake, caffeine, alcohol, and certain medications can all affect your total body water. So again, kind of listening to your body might help than just following a certain amount of ounces. All right, so also hydration is not a steady state. It's also in flux. At sometimes we might actually get dehydrated, which technically is 4% or more below your total body water. Then you are in that kind of danger zone of being actually dehydrated. And it's kind of dangerous. I mean, you can lose some cognition. It'll affect your whole body function. I mean, you could get very sick feeling, go to the hospital. It's very dangerous. So dehydration is something that may occur occasionally, but you want to work to get yourself out of that. What's more common is hypohydration, which is about 3% or less of your total body water. And this is more of a regular problem. And some people have this problem chronically, that they are hypohydrated. So even hypohydration can have a very negative effect on you if it in fact becomes chronic. It can affect mood, cognition, metabolism, kidney function, cardiac health, your immune system. It's just not good. And if you are on the next level of actually being dehydrated, it's even more dangerous. The thing is about chronic hypohydration is that your body is in a stress state. So you have high cortisol levels, and it's affecting your aerobic function and your muscle tissues. So we want to try to stay out of that chronic hypohydrated state. One thing you can do is to just do a simple thirst test. So there's a scale 1 through 9. 1 is not thirsty at all, and 9 is the thirstiest you've ever been. So just kind of evaluating how thirsty you are feeling, okay? If you are feeling very thirsty, then it's likely that you might be hypohydrated, maybe have a 2% deficit, or maybe just on that 4% range of being dehydrated. So that would just be an indication that you need to start drinking water regularly, not gulping it, not drinking a liter at one time, spacing out drinking, and that will help your body take in that water. Another thing to do is to look at your urine color. So there is a urine scale, which I will show. And if your urine is very pale, in general, that means that you have good hydration, and that's kind of the 1 to 3 range on the scale. If your urine is bright yellow, you have Leo. You have normal hydration or slightly starting to become hypohydrated. If it's brown, like dark yellow, dark brown, then you're dehydrated, and that's like a 5 or 6 on the scale, and that one's starting to be dangerous. So you probably should talk to your doctor about that and see what's going on. Again, there's things that can affect the color. So certain medications, if you just did happen to gulp a liter of water, that would immediately bring down that color in your urine, and that throws it off because you're not really hydrated. You just drank a whole bunch of water, but your body might not have replenished fully. So it's not a perfect scale. It's just something to use to help you indicate how hydrated you are. Also, chronic hypohydration, just a couple other things, can cause an increase in breaking down of proteins. It also could set you at a higher risk for type 2 diabetes, kidney disease, and different metabolic syndromes like insulin resistance, hypertension, and inflammation. Of course, all those things could be caused by other issues and disorders, but being chronically hypohydrated only makes these things a little bit worse. Talked about that already. So there's also a thing called overhydration, which is also severely dangerous and can cause death, like severe dehydration. So it occurs more rarely. It can be life-threatening. And what happens is your sodium levels drop too fast because of too much water. And this will cause water to flow out of your plasma and cause swelling. And it's very dangerous. So this sometimes happens for long distance runners or bikers, you know, if they're in very stressful physical situations, but also just for regular people who have put themselves in kind of a dangerous situation. Like if you go on vacation in Colorado, high altitude, and it's the summer and it's very hot and very dry, and you're exerting yourself, maybe trying to go on a hike. If you are drinking water and you just keep drinking it, you can't quench your thirst, and you just keep gulping water, you could put yourself in a state of hydration. So be careful of that. On the other hand, if you're not drinking water at all in that situation where it's hot and dry and you're physically exerting yourself, you could get dehydrated and dizzy, and also very dangerous. So pay attention, especially when you're putting yourself in a state where your body might not be used to it, okay? So let's just talk about the different kind of drinks. So plain water is the best for rehydrating. Water absorption will occur the quickest if it's plain water. I know it's kind of boring to drink plain water, but that is the best if you can train yourself to just sip plain water. Fruit juices and soft drinks are probably the worst because they're so filled with fructose and other sugars and carbohydrates that it really slows the water absorption. It takes the longest for the water part of that drink to be absorbed into your body. So that would be an ineffective way to get hydrated. Sports drinks are a little better. They do have those electrolytes, which will help balance the sodium and the potassium, which will help keep that water level at a better state. But if there's a lot of carbohydrates in there, it will slow the water absorption, and it could cause some stomach issues. Same with fruit juices and like sodas. You could get stomach issues from those too. If you're drinking like a caffeinated beverage, like, I don't know, there's a lot of sports drinks that have caffeine, or like Red Bull or something crazy like that. That will have a little more diuretic effect on you and cause more peeing. So that one wouldn't be so good for hydration at all. Let's see. So if you're going to be exercising, you know you're going to be exercising. Let's say you work out 5 times a week or 3 times a week. You want to make sure before you go to the gym or for your bike ride or hike or jog or whatever you're going to do that you are hydrated. So you have to plan, you have to make sure days beforehand that you're drinking that water consistently, not just gulping a liter right before you work out. So your body is ready for that workout. If it's not, you're going to have a strain on your cardio, your heart rate's going to be up, your rate of perceived exertion is going to be higher, so you're going to feel like you're working out harder when you're not, and you're going to be thirsty. if you get to a point where you're dehydrated before you work out, then your endurance is going to be terrible. Your muscle strength and power is just not going to be there. Your body heat is going to be up because your body's not going to want you to sweat because you don't have enough water in you. So don't work out if you're really thirsty and you know that you haven't hydrated. It's just not worth it to work out, okay? So keeping consistent drinking of water so when you are going to work out, you're ready and you can get an effective workout. Also, if you're going to be working out in hotter temperatures, you want to make sure that you've really hydrated too. So if you do know that you're hydrated or hypohydrated, you do need to rehydrate. And to do that, you need to drink more liters of water than recommended. So you got to add on like another liter or so. And you can't just gulp it down. It has to be like every 30 minutes, you're going to take some sips of water. You know, a good swig, but not drinking the whole thing every 30 minutes until your body feels good and you've drinking the amount of ounces that's a little bit over what you should be drinking to rehydrate. Now, if you're feeling dehydrated and you have several like games, like say you're in some kind of tournament, tennis or soccer, something, pickleball, and you don't have that time to rehydrate, that's when a sports drink with electrolytes might help you a little bit to get that hydration in and balance out your electrolytes in between your games. Otherwise, plain water if you have all that time to hydrate properly. Let's see. Okay, so I think that's about it. Probably a little bit TMI, too much information, but you get the point that it's important to be hydrated, that it's a slow process, that it's daily intake of water. And I gave you some suggested ounces, but also go by feel and maybe your urine color, okay? Talk to your doctor if you need extra help with that, because they will be able to provide you with more information and help to make sure that you are staying hydrated and healthy. All right, let's cheers. One more thing, exciting news. My new water bottle came today and it's glass, so I don't have to worry about ingesting any microplastics while the water is filled to the top and sitting in there all day till I drink it all. This one is 64 ounces. So I only have to drink like 1.5 of these instead of 3 of the others. I love the color. It comes in other colors. Comes with a flip top, and then it has a straw or just opening to drink out of. So either way, it also came with a brush to clean out the inside and a skinny brush to clean out the straw. So pretty cool. I'll put the link in the comments section if you want to pick one of these up. I'm also going to put a link for the ones my daughter has. She has a giant, colorful one. It's plastic, but it's BPA free, and she really loves that. So I will include that one too. So happy hydrating!